AfricaUnitytv family, we're back again on the AfricaUnity platform. My name is KingIdris and I'm here to give you guys the new insight on what is going on in Africa and international community. I'm back again this lovely week with Mr. Steve Ade. We are here to give you guys the prolific insight on everything that is going on in Africa and international community. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good, and I thank our viewers for coming back again.
So my people will be digging in now, be giving you guys the insight straight up. So we'll be starting with Meek, the American rapper from Philadelphia. Meek was in Africa, Ghana, for the Afronation concert in Ghana, where he really performed a lot of his hit song, and a lot of Ghanaian was singing Walk to Watch with Meek, which he really loved it, and he had an altercation with some of the crowd when they stole his phone. A Bola boy stole his phone and they get the phone back. And this brother from the United States of America already came to Africa and, declared that he's 18% Ghanaian, Ivorian, and had a prolific meeting of how to establish and invest in Ghana with the prolific Ghana President Akufo-Addo. So what do you think about Meek?
Well, Meek has done well. That is encouraging. To me, that is one of the outreach of attempt by Ghana authorities to bring home African American diaspora to establish or to
invest in the economy.
In the economy. This guy has come, and thank God Ghanaian people showed him a lot of love.
A lot of love, my brother.
This will encourage him to come back. This will encourage others too to come back to Africa. And if things like this continue, definitely it will have good impact on the economy of Africa, and it bring more understanding. This is a very good news we like to hear from African soil. And that somebody stole his phone. No, in a group of 12, there must be one Judas.
Yeah, for sure.
In an attempt to bring the world closer, bringing investment.
Yeah,
there are people who are still capitalizing on that to do their bad things. But thank God the phone was found, and the guy had a meeting with the president, and things were sorted out. This is a good one. A little pocket of crimes will always continue, but what I think is very, very instructional here is that Ghana authorities has been able to pin down the perpetrator of this evil.
Yeah, for sure.
So
they detain him already. He's in the prison.
And I know he'll be punished for that.
Yeah, but they've not talked how his case is gonna go, And Meek himself really appreciates, these people that brought back the phone. And Shatta Wale have already reached out to Meek in this time that he needs to feature some prolific Ghanaian artists.
In his songs,
in his songs like Sarkodie, like Kwesi Otto, and some prolific, some prolific Ghanaian artists, which Meek have already said is going to feature them. So what do you think about this?
This is the kind of interaction we want
in Africa.
Yes, when people like this, people who are on the global map of their career,
they are the highest level.
Come to Africa, and we have people of status too in Africa collaborating with them.
Because I'm sorry to Shatta Wale had a prolific music with Beyonce.
Yes.
And it was being featured in the Lion King album, Beyonce Lion King album, that she released on the Afrobeat music, where it featured Tiwa Savage, featured Burna Boy, a lot of prominent, African artists, Olatel from Cameroon, a lot of prolific African artists. So this is the kind of unity that we want in Africa, from the African musician to the, international diaspora musician. So this is a good one from Shatta Wale. Huh?
Yeah, of course it is. And we give credit to Meek too. We give credit to all people who made this possible, and especially Ghana authorities. They have been open. They have been
welcoming
and encouraging
and assisting
African Americans to come back home to familiarize with their roots. And this is a good one. We hope that things like this will continue.
Yeah, because there's no how Africa is going to develop without the diaspora.
Yeah, sure.
So all the diaspora need to invest more in Africa and welcome the initiative of the prolific president of Ghana, President Akufo-Addo Dankwa. And it's a prolific run from Meek because he really showed out himself. He went out to the flag house, to greet people and, have a prolific conversation with the prolific sitting president of Ghana at the time.
Many African Americans are more at home in Africa than even in the US, because in the US they are seen not as equal as the whites.
They see them as second class citizens.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when they come back home, this is their root. Nobody will discriminate against them back home.
It's like they never left, because even though there's gonna see people that look like them.
Exactly. So,
and there's no place like home.
No place like home. So it is, if you listen to there's one particular guy, African American too, Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yeah.
The focus of his teaching is that Africans are Africans wherever they are.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. So home is home.
Yeah.
That is where you feel welcome every time. So it is a good one for
Meek Mill.
And
I hope a lot of other, celebrities, the aspirants to anywhere you come from in the world. It's not only American. You can come from Europe, Asia, just name it. We want all you guys back home, because, Africa need you guys. And we're going to show you guys the real love that nobody show you guys in the world. So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be about the Lagos-Nigerian Fort Mainland Bridge. It's been stated that this will be the longest and most expensive bridge, the longest in Africa and the most expensive in West Africa. So what do you think about this?
This is a good one. This has been in the pipeline for a very long time.
Oh, very long time.
Yes. If in 2023 government can kickstart this is going to be very, very good for Lagos economy. Movement of people, vehicular and human traffic movement, that would be very, very nice. Lagos is the most populous state in Nigeria.
For sure. It's the former capital.
Yes, and it has highest volume of business.
Yeah.
Lagos is a place where we generate internally generated revenue more than any other state in Nigeria. So business concerns are in Lagos. So if they do this will be very, very good. And it's going to be from the mainland to the highland.
Yeah.
It's going to run about 32 kilometers. The longest we have now, which is the Third Mainland Bridge, which was constructed during the reign of Ibrahim Babangida.
Yeah.
It's about 11 kilometers.
11 kilometers.
And it has eased a lot of traffic congestion.
And it's now shaking.
Yeah, it's now shaking. The maintenance is not
adequate.
Yeah,
if they have like hold ups on the bridge, like in Nigeria, for people that don't understand hold up, we call it go slow. Is a kind of traffic where there won't be no movable effort, like the car will be stuck in a position in a particular place for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It has happened to me that I have to walk miles to get to where I'm going to. So this Third Mainland Bridge is old, and the new Fourth Mainland Bridge that will be commencing this year in the new project of 2023 is something that we're looking forward to, because like for a lot of people that come from the Ikorodu North, there'll be more benefit on the people that come from the Ikorodu North, because it's coming down to the mainland in Ikorodu, from Bayeku down to Ijede to all the locations that they're very close to Ikorodu at this place, the riverine area.
The choice of Ikorodu is informed, is good, because Lagos is highly congested.
Yeah.
And people are shifting to the outskirts, Ikorodu area.
Ikorodu, so, like Langbasa, Bayeku, Igbogbo.
Yes, all those Ikorodu activities, that is where people are shifting to, relocating to. So there will be a lot of volume of traffic from that end.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, and that is why they are making that place a concern. This is a very good one from Nigerian government. We must thank Nigerian government for this.
And it's going to help the development, the housing, the project in this area, for developmental growth.
Anywhere we have a lot of people, there are going to be businesses.
Oh, for sure.
So it's going to open up that area of Lagos State. And this is going to decongest other parts of Lagos where we have too much traffic.
Population. Yeah.
So this is going to help in a long way. It's going to ease business, it's going to ease life, and it's going to help a lot of people. This is a very good one. We must thank the Nigerian government for this.
And something too though, Lagos State is the second smallest state in Nigeria after Bayelsa.
Yes.
If you're talking about the most expensive, the most civilized, the most open state in Nigeria, is Lagos State.
Yes.
And what made this very, very prolific is because of its location. Again, and it was the former capital of Nigeria, Ikeja. So where I'm going to is, it is the second smallest state in Nigeria, and they have put a lot of attention in this, and it's going to help a lot of people because there's so many, you know, the Atlantic City project, the Banana Island project. There's a lot of projects going on in Lagos State.
You know, right
so this
now,
is a beautiful one for Nigerian government.
American government is trying to build the biggest consular office in Africa in Lagos, the new one.
Yeah, in Nigeria, in Lagos State.
Lagos State is going to
right.
be that one. And you know, Lagos, as you said, is the most industrialized state in Nigeria.
In the whole of Nigeria.
In the whole of Nigeria. The next industrialized state where we have too many is Ogun State, which is a neighboring state.
Yeah.
So all this will help.
And Port Harcourt.
All this will help.
And they are very close to Lagos State.
Yeah.
They are interlocked together.
It's a neighboring state. So all this will help businesses in Lagos. All this will help ease of life, because this thing you just mentioned about go slow, traffic hold up.
Yeah.
It is weighing down on the health of people.
Oh yeah, for sure. People die. Some people die on the steering, like in the hold up, cardiac arrest, stroke. A lot of stuff have come up. I've seen people, you know, have seizure, like go to stroke while they're driving the car. You know, I've seen a lot of stuff in the hold up because I was a Lagosian. I live in Lagos for a while, so I know.
This bridge will cut down idle time of workers.
Oh,
because
you're going to work, you
spend 1 hour in traffic. You get to work, you are factored out. So if you can move fast, you can move easily, it will help a lot of
it's going to help the transportation
mental
of
strength
people.
Of people, ability to work more, get to work fast. So it will improve businesses, it will improve economy in Lagos State in a very, very good way.
Okay, so my people, that's what we're talking about on Africa Unity TV. It's just to come and give you guys the prolific insight, so you guys should know what is going on the home ground in Africa and international community. So my people, will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about Ghana, Nigeria national debt. The Ghana and Nigeria have already defaulted on their national debt, on their foreign policy. So what do you think about this?
Debt. Yeah? If you really want to assess or talk about debt, most countries in the world, even United States of America,
they hold some debt.
Yeah,
to some
of
people,
course they do. And one thing that is particularly bad for Africa is that when we get these loans, our interest rate is always double digit. If it is case of America will pay like 1.52%.
They will even write some of their debt.
But in Africa, we have our own 2 digits, so it's a burden on African countries to pay back the debt.
But we have natural resources that we can use to pay back this debt. Why are they not taking our own, you know, natural resources, you know, to pay back the debt? And they're talking about us, you know, getting the fault of the national debt now, because now you can see Ghana have already run to the IMF, you know, to bring their debt down, to help them, to assist them in a way whereby a lot of people in Ghana be protesting about this. And we can see the Nigerian debt too now ranking up, that after Buhari left the government, we're going to fall in the same shoes too. So why is West African debt ranking up? It's not even West African alone. The same thing happened in Kenya. Kenya is going through the same thing too. What do you think caused this? Is it because of the economical issue with the crude oil and gas that is going on? Why do you think this is happening?
When we are talking of debt generally, I appreciate the fact that most African countries have the resources, which they don't manage very well
at all.
But we still need to let people know that there's bias in these loans. Why will African countries pay interest of like 10-15% on their interest, and countries as big as US, who don't even need loan, in many cases we pay as low
interest?
This is a burden on Africa. This is a way of putting African down. There should be fairness If you are holding, you should hold on the same ground as other countries.
You know, in the world, there's something they call G5. There's something they call G7.
Yes, there are
and there's
some
something
countries.
they call third world countries.
Yes.
We belong to the
world,
third world countries.
This is one of the reasons why we continue to be third world countries. When they give us interest that is too big. Now, these same countries, G5, G7, they are still the one that will give us AIDS.
Yeah.
So they just want to put us perpetually under their control. So this perpetually will bring Nigeria under the control, Africa under the control of these people. That is what I think they are trying to achieve with that. But if IMF will listen to Ghana to pardon them, to forgive their debt.
No, there's no pardon them. They're trying to like regulate their debt into some other level, like not like, you know, fully debt, but they still owe the debt, but they overwrite it, but they still owe the debt. They just assist them in a way.
Okay, that is still good. As long as it is a form of assistance, it is still good. It will relieve them of the burden to some extent. Maybe they need to renegotiate the interest and the times in which they will need to pay the debt. It is good. So
do you think Nigeria too will need the help of IMF? Like Nigeria is going to need the help of IMF too?
If they can grant it, that will be fine. That will be fine. They did it before. The other time they wrote off, during the time of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, they wrote off our debt. So if they can do it again, that will be fine. But I don't want a situation where every time we get stuck, we run to them to write off our debt. You know, we cannot continue like that. What we need to do is invest more, be less dependent on Western world for things. So we earn more foreign exchange so that we'll be able to manage our debt and manage our life. As long as we go to them and plead every time, they continue to control us. They'll put the bargain on us. Yes, they decide. Extort us. Yeah, they decide whatever we do. So we should look inward, generate more fund, generate more foreign exchange, and get out of debt naturally by paying back.
Okay, so my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking the Ghanaian Liberia prolific actor, comedian, actor Blackson. Blackson have already did a lot in Ghana. I've already support the growth of Ghana in so many ways, so many developmental ways, and he built his own school in Ghana free of charge. He's asking for no money. He just stated, he said, my school is free. Come to this school and pay attention to your education. So what do you think about this brother, what he did in Ghana?
Yes, Blackson is a good guy. He's a
good guy.
He built a school and
a good comedian too.
Pay no fee, all you need to pay is attention.
Yeah, and come to the school for free.
This is what we expect from all our brothers in diaspora, those who have seen a lot of things, they are made a lot of money, come back home and help people. That is why I always like Mane from Senegal.
Oh, Mane.
Every time you read something about Mane, it is always good report. How we help people in that country. This is the kind of news we want to hear from our...
You know, Mane is from a rural background, you know, so he's going to know how people have already suffered, how he's going to assist people. You can see he's using a cracked iPhone.
Yeah, for a long
He's not even changing his phone, and all his salary, he put it back for the people in his community in Senegal. You know, a lot of Nigerian footballers too did this in the past, and a lot of Liberian footballers too did it. Like George Weah is now the president of, you know, Liberia. Maybe one day, Mane too will come out for like a political appointment in Senegal. So what do you think about this? Or what do you think?
You know, one good turn deserves another.
Yeah, for sure.
When you do good to people, people are not English. They will do it back to you.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you have means to help people, go ahead and do that. Especially in the area of education and youth development.
Yeah,
it is very, very good. Important. So I thank Michael Blackson for what he's doing in Ghana.
because it's going to help a lot of people. Truly, Ghana had their own ways of free education in Ghana. Free food from the sitting president of Ghana, President Akufo-Addo Dankwa. You see, this is what we're saying. I hope Nigerian government can emulate from what Ghana did. Ghana brought a lot of people, a lot of celebrities in. They give them a lot of space, a lot of land, a lot of assistance. And the people of Ghana, they're welcoming people. And we can see now a lot of their children are benefiting this. Like, this is a free school. He said it's going to serve them free meal. And it's going to give a lot of people scholarship to come overseas. The stadium to Ghana, of Pele to Ghana. FIFA is going to bring the stadium down to Ghana because...
So, Brazil cannot toy with Pele.
With his legendary, right? His history.
There is nobody, in my own opinion, who is greater than Pele in football.
No, nobody. Football. We can say Maradona, we can say Stretchkov, we can, mention some names, but there's nobody that's at that level like Maradona.
Like Pele.
Like Pele, yeah.
I watched a kind of documentary, a few minutes on TikTok. Every dribbling style that you watch today, Pele has done it before.
Yeah.
Every one of them. Pele has done everything before. So Pele is like a foundation of great football.
Yeah.
Now, Ghana wanted or still want a name of a stadium
for Pele.
For Pele.
In Ghana.
Remember, Brazil has the largest stadium, Maracanã
Stadium, yeah.
in Brazil.
So
if Ghana brings a kind of replica with the identity of Pele, with the statue of Pele, is going to improve interest in that sport. It's going to increase awareness in that sport. And that is going to be a boost for Ghana. It's going to be a boost for Ghana. There's no way we talk about football, we not talk about Pele. There's no way. So if you have a statue of Pele
in a stadium in Ghana,
it is going to be massive.
So it means when they talk about Pele, they're going to talk about Africa and they're going to talk about Ghana.
Yes.
Because that's what they want. Because,
that's what they want. Yeah, they want to
Africa.
Link them. Yes. And being a black person, of course, the root of every black man in the world is Africa.
But you think the Nigerian people are not going to tackle Ghana for this because 75% of Brazil people come from Nigeria?
No, this is a business,
an international venture for business orientation. Yeah, right?
This is
in Ghana.
This is business smartness from Ghana. Up to today, I believe as you said, greater percentage of black people in Brazil will come from Nigeria.
Yeah, 75%.
Up to today, go and see Brazilian carnival. Some of the troops still have Yoruba name.
Yeah.
From Nigeria. You see troop called Alafin.
Yeah.
You see troop called Shango.
Yeah.
So all this are named from Nigeria.
Yeah.
So Nigeria should be smart enough to take advantages of things like this.
But Ghana is moving deep in this already.
The last time Brazil hosted World Cup, I'm not sure of the year again.
They host the World Cup in 2014.
2014, yes, 2014.
After
in 2014,
South Africa World Cup.
A friend of mine who is a journalist went there to cover that World Cup. When he got to Brazil, he was so fascinated with the similarities between Brazil and the Yoruba part of Nigeria that he wrote an article, a piece on the similarities, and that gave him CNN award.
Wow. Because
of the similarities. So these are the things Nigeria should take advantage of. That is why we are saying Ghana is the gateway.
It is.
It is. These are the things we should take advantage of. We have more similarities with Brazilians than Ghanaians. But when we are slack in taking opportunities, some people, I don't blame them for taking that opportunity.
Which I'm very happy of, because the Nigerian government has not taken nothing serious, And if Ghana can hijack this, take advantage of this, why not? So it means if they bring the stadium to Ghana, of Pele to Ghana, Nigerians too will go to Ghana to watch Pele statues, and if they want to have a match, or they want to celebrate his life, or they want to celebrate something about Pele, they're going to come to Ghana.
Till now, in Nigeria, students are going to Ghana for excursion. I've not seen Ghanaian students coming to Nigeria for excursion.
And a lot of the students too are going to Ghana too for schools, because the best schools in West Africa now, they're mentioning some Ghana schools.
Sure.
Best schools in West Africa.
These are part of the initiatives Ghana authorities are taking that we should be taking.
Okay, so my people will be going to the next one. This is a good look and good initiative from the prolific president of Ghana. I love this. I support it. I want it to be done, and I hope FIFA is going to bring the stadium down to Ghana, because if Ghana benefited, the whole of Africa is going to benefit from it too. Yes. So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about, we'll be talking about agriculture. We'll be talking about Ghana, Nigeria, rice business in Africa, where Thailand have already said they're going to help Ghana out with this, and China have already said they're going to help Nigeria out with this rice business, that in 2025 none of these two prolific countries out of West Africa will be importing rice no more. And Nigerian government have already tried their utmost effort, to put some rice company in Nigeria because of the cost of rice, like some in Abakaliki, some in the western region of Nigeria. So what do you think about this initiative from the Ghana government and Thailand and Nigeria and China? So what do you think about this rice business in Africa?
If Nigeria and Ghana can come together and do this rice business, planting of rice, I will much like it than bringing China or Thailand. But
Thailand said they want to support Ghana, and China want to support Nigeria. I don't know why they have to support us to have our own rice in Africa. So what do you think?
That is what I'm saying. I will much more appreciate collaboration between Nigeria and Ghana than Nigeria and China or Ghana and Thailand. In Nigeria today, we have what we call Lake Rice. That is Lagos State and Kebbi, 2 states in Nigeria, collaborating.
Wow, I don't even know about that.
Yes, for rice. Abakaliki that you mentioned has been there for long. They are known for planting rice. Yeah. As of today in Nigeria, the locally made rice is far better than the imported rice.
Why do you say that?
In quality, because see, no country in the world that is smart will push us the best. They consume the best and put the remnant to us. That is the fact. You cannot produce the best and give out the best.
Like in Benin Republic, where they complain about the chicken they sold in Benin Republic, that is some of the chicken that they brought down to Africa from France, they're like the remnant for dogs.
So
imagine that. So they keep the better one, they send the remnant down to Africa.
So that is what is going to happen. In fact, I even prefer an Africa cheating me than China cheating me, or a Thai cheating me.
Like, see, Africa supporting Africa,
or let's Africa
instead of Thailand supporting Africa and China supporting
Africa. Let's do this things our own way. We can do this thing. Let us do it. If they have the technical know-how to supply, yes, they can supply, but they will be in the background. They shouldn't be the one fronting for this. If you are serious, we can do it.
Why is even the African leader going for these people to come and help them to control the importation of rice in 2025? Why?
Because most African countries are still hoeing. This help they are talking of, they're going to benefit.
They use the aid to hold them down.
Yeah, they can't leave their country.
Control them, like monopolize them.
Invest their time, invest their money, invest their resources, and they will not benefit anything. They will. Let Africa do this business on their own. We have the land, we have the strength, we have the manpower. If we need professional advices, technical know-how, we can employ 1 or 2 people among them.
And even Africans too, we can employ some professionals in Africa, like the way Nigeria and Ethiopia back themselves in the airways business.
Yes, but the problem with Africa is still this. If you establish a business in Africa and you put an African as the head, you may pay less, but it costs you more.
Why do you say that?
Good. One, an African top shot like the MD and stuff like that, because of our lavish lifestyle, we are likely to consume more, in most cases inappropriately, than maybe somebody from Bangladesh or India,
Okay.
who has a very small family to contend with.
Yeah, I understand.
If you go to residential area in Port Harcourt of Shell, any apartment you see more than one car is likely to be a black man.
Yeah, for sure.
A white man will have one car and bicycles.
Even though white men that live in Africa.
Yeah, white men. I'm talking of
enormous car.
I'm talking of Nigeria, Port Harcourt in Nigeria. This is where I've been to. I've seen a white man will have one car and bicycles. Nigerians will have 5 cars. So these are the things that will make it more expensive to put an African in a position where he controls money. That is the fear I have. Our lifestyle is somehow. If you put some people in position, you vote some people into political office, people will say he did not do anything for his town. Must he do things for his town? He is in position to help everybody, not to help his own people. But that's what we look at to. We put pressure on them to live a kind of life that is lavish. That is my area of concern. But I still believe that Africans can get it right. Let Ghana and Nigeria do this business together. Let us grow on our own. Let us learn from our mistakes. We shouldn't allow these people to dictate for us for a long time. When do we learn? When they continue to be the one to dictate things
for us.
For us, we will not learn. Let us learn. Let us make our mistakes
by ourselves.
And we correct ourselves. Let us learn. It is much easier for me to settle my problem with a Ghanaian.
Yeah.
And the Ghanaian settle my problem with me than for me to settle with Chinese or with a Thai. No. Please, let government come together, put people in place, experts in this business.
That really knows about this rice
people that know about
business.
Agricultural rice planting.
Yes.
People that are specialists, let them form a committee. So let us do this thing ourselves.
It should be African power.
African business.
Africa.
Business. This is African. This is for our consumption. It's not even for export yet. So let us do it our way.
They're just trying to like safeguard it for like 2025.
Yeah, let us do it our way. From now to 2025, we can do the planning.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we can do it.
Okay, so my people, we've heard this from Mr. Steve. He really feel a lot for Africa. We can hear from his tone, from his voice. I really talked about this passionately. So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about Rocky Dauni from Ghana and Burna Boy from Nigeria and Fela Anikulapo Kuti of Africa. They have been, picked as the best act in Africa. We can talk about enormous work that Burna Boy have already put into the game. Nominated for Grammy, won a Grammy. Fela was nominated for Grammy. Rocky Dauni from Ghana too was nominated for a Grammy, And Burna Boy have really put enormous work in this. They have been crowned as the greatest artist out of Africa in the international scene. So what do you think about this?
No, Rocky Dauni is into reggae.
Yeah.
And whenever we listen to reggae, it's for emancipation of black people, of black race.
Black race,
That is good.
That's a powerful music.
Yeah, that's powerful
for
music.
The black people.
We cannot talk about reggae, we not talk of Bob Marley.
Never.
All the tones of Bob Marley, all the themes for African freedom.
Peter
Tosh.
Yeah.
Even Rita Marley.
Yeah, Gregory Icy.
So all these people are in the forefront of African philosophy, African belief. So this is good for Rocky. Burna Boy too, is a powerful voice when it comes to music like this. Afrobeats. Somebody that has won the Grammy. You cannot talk about him enough. You can only talk about the other member of that group, which is Fela, that many people may not know, is that one of the strongest voice in Africa when it's talk about social crusader, when it talk about people trying to set the government back to track, is Fela. It was Fela Anikulapo Kuti.
To check and balance the government.
And
put them on the right track. Yeah, like what have you do for the people?
Was Fela Anikulapo Kuti. And Fela was so adamant. Many times, they got him, they imprisoned. Right in front of Fela, his mother was thrown out by government from the story building and died. And
this is someone that fight for Nigerian independence.
Fela's mother too was an activist from Nigeria.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That she fight for Nigerian independence.
As far back as 1928, it was already in the front.
Yeah,
Social
it was in the
activist.
front for
Yeah, it was
Nigeria.
front.
Yeah.
So Fela picked from him. Fela too was doing that, and he did it very, very well. In fact, Fela was a man in his own class. There's no musician in Nigeria that has done what Fela did.
So the president at the time that chose his mom, is it Obasanjo?
Yes, Obasanjo. Incidentally, they are from the same state.
They're from Ogun State.
They are from the same state. So Fela is a legend anytime, any day, whether he's dead or he's alive. Up to today, there is nobody that can say Fela did not do well. Nobody.
Yeah. You know what people are saying now? They're saying, why did they put Burna Boy part of the greatness of Rocky Dauni and Fela Anikulapo Kuti? Like, this is two prominent legends. Like, Fela start Afrobeats.
Yes.
Is the main founder of the main music now that is rocking the world, breaking boundaries, Afrobeat. So they're comparing these two legends like Rocky Dauni and, you know, Fela Anikulapo Kuti. So a lot of people are like, why would they put Burna Boy?
For somebody's effort to be recognized by Grammys,
Yeah,
it's not a little.
No, it's not a joke.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke. And one thing is important there. We are looking at the impact on the society.
Yeah.
So if you have a song that is impacting on the society, you are a great influencer.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever you say, people tend to believe it.
Yeah, pick it up.
And thank God for Burna Boy. His language,
The Yoruba dialect,
has always been refined. No lead word, no F word.
nah,
His passion for the music, you can see it.
untouched
His
is number
energy,
one. Yeah.
you can see it.
State performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's there for me.
Okay, so my people will be going to the next one. There's some racist attack that has been happening in South Africa. The first one that happened was an issue that happened at the poolside in South Africa, the resort, where this African family and this white family came together to lodge in this hotel. And the white people are saying this pool is mainly for the white people, that no black children should bath in this pool. And they started pushing around these younger kids to the point that it get into a bigger case. It has already went viral now. The case is in the court of law, and they have already called all these white people to court, and the black people to the black South Africans have already marched up to this case. They took it up because it happened repeatedly in a week. One happened at the pool, and the other one happened in South Africa, in Cape Town, at a pump, you know, a spotlight bar, where they say a black man should not come in. The first one was in the pool. They don't want the black they don't want the black South Africans to swim. And this second one, they say the African man, a white man, must walk him down to the bar in Cape Town in South Africa. So what do you think about this?
No,
This viral issue that have been going high in South Africa.
Racism should have no place
in the world. Yeah.
Now, this is 2023. It is not a topic we should be discussing now.
It's something huge now.
Yes, of course. It's something that should belong to history. Unfortunately, this is happening in Africa, a country populated by black people.
You're right.
If Africans travel abroad, travel to Europe, listen to JJ Okocha in one of his interviews, he said he never thought he was a black person until he got to Germany. He said that.
Why did he say that?
That is what he said himself. That was the first time he was conscious he was black because of the kind of racism he suffered. And he said in that interview that he looked around, what could be my own way of paying these people back? I cannot be racist. I'm not even an environment. If I wanted to do it, So he said, what could he do? He said, the only thing he fashioned out was to embarrass them by dribbling them.
So that's why he dribbled Oliver Kahn and dribbled the owner in Frankfurt.
So I have a legal way to express myself that you are not better than me. Now, this is happening now in 2023. In the black community, Africans should stand up against this.
They do stand up against this.
You know, remember how George Floyd died in the US?
Yeah.
4 white guys, police, how they killed him.
Yeah.
and the whole world was at a standstill for this
they
guy.
protest for this. Yeah.
So in South Africa, this is an opportunity to keep this mentality of racism.
Yeah, they are protesting too, and they are really talking about it.
They should continue to do it.
Yeah.
You know, everybody in the world, every institution is trying to sniff this out. Even in football matches, no to racism.
Yeah,
part of the armband. Yes, it's everywhere. It's every
play,
time. This is not even in advanced countries who were the people benefiting from racism in the past. They are saying no to racism. Now you come to Africa, you still want to extend that? No. Black Africa in South Africa, you come out against it vehemently. And it's not only the black people, even the white reasonable ones. To stand against this.
You see, the second issue that happened at the bar at the Spotlight Pump, the black guy, his friend was a white guy, and the guy took the case up.
The white guy?
Yeah, his friend took the case up big time. He was the one that put it out to every bloggers in South Africa to talk about it. And for this to happen in Cape Town, it's not new to me. In the apartheid era in South Africa, Cape Town and Port Elizabeth was the main home of apartheid. Cape Town is a place they have already killed a lot of black South Africans, a lot of white South Africans. A lot of issues have happened there, and a lot of unsolved crimes too in Cape Town. So it's not a new thing to me for that to happen in Cape Town. And for the white guy to come out to support his friend, to fight for him, talked about this on all social media platforms, it's viral already. I'm happy the way he come now to support this brother.
That's a good one.
Because they beat this brother up, the black South African. It was a very serious issue. And the bar owner said it's his right to send him out of the club in South Africa. Where the white people, most of the Africans that speak the Africans, the white people, they're from Netherlands. They're settlers that see the enjoyment in South Africa and don't want to go back. Look at this issue that happened at the poolside. They dragged this boy by their hair. They pushed them into the pool. They say they can't swim in the same pool as the white people. These are not even South Africans. Truly now they're South African people. Like on my platform, I preach about unity. I preach about oneness. I preach about togetherness. For unification of Africa in diplomacy means.
Yes.
But these people, the way they treat these African children, is not the right way. And I'm very happy the president of South Africa have come out to talk about this. President Cyril Ramaphosa have come out to talk about this. And a lot of people, celebrities in the United States of America, all the black people have already speak out about this. It's not acceptable in Africa.
Anywhere in the world.
This shouldn't be acceptable in our home in Africa. We know about the racism we face when we go around about in the world. In Asia, in South America, you see the Latinos people do what they do to their people. Even in Asia, even in America, even in Europe. But all these institutions around the world are trying to push this racist art away. I hope South Africa should open up and fight against this, because it's uncalled for in our own home in Africa.
Yeah, it's uncalled for. Even anywhere in the world, racism should be an idea in the trash can.
I'm telling you.
It's not what we should be. That's why I said it's not what we should be discussing
in 21st century.
This should go back to history.
The apartheid time.
Yeah, this go
because
back to history.
We beyond that. We have already passed that already.
We have moved ahead beyond this. This is not. But see, your race is not a function of intelligence.
Nah.
It's not a function of your academics.
Yeah.
It's not a function of your virtue. It's not a function of your hard work. It's just a function of chance, of accident.
Yeah, for sure.
Nobody picks his race. No. So you don't have any hedge over anybody just because of the color of your skin.
Yeah.
No, it is not. This is a sad taste in my mouth.
And this is even the reason why I found this channel, to talk about us and put our story out the right way.
The right way.
The African children should put it out. So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about how the Nigerian and Ghana government are changing the energy sectors in West Africa. We can use Dangote as an example with the refinery in Nigeria, the rich man. So what do you think about this? Ghana, Nigeria, you know, using all their influence, you know, in changing the energy sectors in Africa, mostly West Africa?
I'm not particularly pleased with the energy sector in Nigeria. We are not there yet.
It's very bad.
It's very bad. In fact, we are crawling, which is very, very bad. Greater percentage of the inflow.
Why do you say we're crawling?
We are not moving. Nigeria generates the last time they said they generated about 5,000.
Yeah, 5,000.
And they could only transmit about 4,000.
It's not even enough for a borough in United States of America.
It's not enough for Manhattan. Only one borough in that. See, this is a country of about 200 million people.
Over
200 million. What do we do with 4,000 megawatts?
Dangote is really trying now, you know, with the new, they want to privatize it, you know, they want it like, so.
See, because the economy is not growing in Africa.
Yeah.
Majority, the large population of workforce in Nigeria, in Africa, are people who are doing self-trade, artisans.
Yeah.
These are the people that run the economy. How will you work if you're a tailor without power?
There's no how.
How will you work as an electrician without power?
There's
How do you work as a welder? All these things make life difficult. Because
so are you saying life is difficult in Nigeria compared to Ghana? Because Ghana, they have their own power.
No, I'm talking of Nigeria. Now.
Okay.
Why I'm particularly worried about Nigeria is that there are 3 ways to generate power. Hydro.
Okay.
We have water everywhere. The other time there was flood, everybody was in a mess.
You're right.
About 10 or 15 states were submerged in water. We could easily dam this thing and generate things. But because of political will, each state, for example, Lagos State can generate power.
Even Port Harcourt can generate
power.
But
can generate
Bayelsa
power.
can generate power.
Now,
Benue,
all these people,
Kogi State,
all these people are coastal states, they have enough water.
Because they have River Niger, you have River Benue that hold Nigeria in the middle.
Yeah, they have water to generate. Another thing is gas.
Yeah.
Go to Akwa Ibom State. Go to
Okay.
The local government that generates the second highest in Nigeria, Obiakpo, is in River State.
Obiakpo.
I have seen gas flaring. Element petrochemical now sold. NNPC. See, this gas can be converted. This is another way to generate energy. Another one is solar.
Yeah.
We have all these things in Nigeria, natural.
The northern state of Nigeria is very hot.
We have gas, we have hydro, we have solar.
It's going to bring a lot of money back to the government.
So what is stopping us?
With our population and everything.
But the law now is, if you generate power in your state, you send it to the national grid.
Yeah.
National grid will distribute. So you generate power. Maybe you generate 1,000 in your state. By the time they redistribute, maybe you have less than 100 to your state. So what's the point investing?
Yeah, it's going to come down.
So that is the problem. If government can decentralize this, there will be more energy generation in that country.
So what do you think about Ghana?
Ghana, I don't know how their law operates, but what I know is that Ghana is performing better. Their power generation is better than that of Nigeria.
Right.
And you know, they have lesser population.
Yeah.
So they have lesser people to care for to supply in their own generation. But we have over 200 million people with 4,000. This does not make sense in this century. It does not make sense. But if they can sit back
with the help of Dangote now,
reason and do things, this is going to help a lot of people
in Africa.
In Africa, this is going to Morocco that you mentioned the other time. Morocco has enough power that I think is giving power to part of Europe, maybe Spain or something. In Morocco,
they're giving power to part of.
Morocco is giving energy to part of Europe, and we cannot generate enough for ourselves.
And they utilize the water that they have between them and the European countries.
This is the problem. I don't understand. Let's go to Morocco and understand them. It's as simple as that. Go to them and understand them. Yeah. What are they doing right? Let us do it.
They're not going to do nothing about it in Nigeria.
So, if they can have a rethink sit down and be sincere, we can do it.
Yeah, this is what Dangote is doing to help them. That's why I'm saying, like, these two countries, Nigeria, they're the one, you know, regulating the structure, the power structure in Africa. I'm gonna tell you, because Dangote is putting all his resources to stabilize the Nigerian power authority. And Ghana they're doing good on their own terms, and the citizens of Ghana don't take their power to joke. They don't take it for granted. But I hope the Nigerian government they're going to move forward with this, because by the end of 2023, they say there'll be a stable power in Nigeria.
What is the meaning of stable? That is relative. What do they call stable? Give us the number. Are you going to generate 10 and distribute 10 megawatts?
They say there'll be stable lights. That there won't be generator like the way it used to be shouted everywhere in Nigeria. It to be noisy.
In the next 10 years, we cannot have stable power in Nigeria.
Why?
We are generating just for over 200 million people. So how do we get
regulate that, right?
4,000 for over 200 million people. So how do we get to a position where there will be stability in power? So there is no way. These are wishful thinking. There must be plan. Let's see the plans.
Okay.
We have a country in Africa that is doing it. Let us go and see what they are doing. Let us replicate that.
Study how they do this, and we should apply it to our home too.
That is it.
It should be the own way. Like, that's the reason why we put down this channel. Like,
yes,
a lot of Africa should help African people. Country. We should help ourselves, you know. Okay, my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about in the United States of America, starting from yesterday in Tennessee, a state in America. They said if somebody get drunk and, you know, do this drunk driving and kill somebody through accident, if the person have their own children alive, the person that get drunk driving is going to be paying, you know, money to the family of the people that had the accident with. It will be like a child support, like you having the children and taking care of the children of the deceased. So what do you think about this? Is the law, is it a good law?
The law you mentioned that just started, for clarity, started on the 4th of January.
Yeah, on the 4th of January,
in Tennessee. That is a state in
United States
of America. You know, America runs a kind of government where each state, to a large extent, determines how they want to run their state.
And they have their own law too.
They have their own law, yeah. They have their own law. They have to run their own states. And anywhere in the world, drunk driving is an offense.
I know it's a very big offense in America, because a lot of people drunk driving everywhere. And a lot of accidents happening. You can see the way people drive through. So
it is an offense. And this offense can easily be tested. Just bring a breathalyzer. Just take the percentage of alcohol in the breath of that person, and you determine that. So what the law is saying in essence is this: for people who don't really understand what child support is, it is not a new law. Child support is not a new law in the United States, but they have now redirected it
to traffic,
to traffic offense. Before, it has always been that if you have a child and you are not married to the mother, it is your responsibility by law to give the mother part of your salaries to take care of that child.
The government will be the one taking it at the end of the month.
Yeah, from source. They will take the money from source. If you are not going to be responsible, they take it from source and give it to the mother to take care of the child. That is child support. Now they are extending it that if you commit that offense and in drunk driving, you ended the life of another person. You run over him, or in any way you ended the responsibility of that person in taking care, the financial responsibility of that person in taking care of his or her children will pass to you.
Yeah, for sure.
So that is the law now. So this is the way to checkmate
and
the current
people
accident, drunk driving accident.
I like that.
Yes, this is a way to step it down, because they have seen that it is occurring too many times.
In America.
So you are banned by law now in that state, Tennessee. You are banned by law. You run over somebody as a result of drunk driving. It's not as a result of any other drunk driving. You must continually pay child support. So let's say, for example, that person you handed is or alive had 4 children. So you have to pay tax for 4 children until they turn 18.
So it will mean that person will have no money.
You have no money. You are gone.
Because they're taking it straight from your wages, like before you know it.
So
it's out.
You must caution yourself. You don't want to be reasonable enough to control yourself. We are stepping in, and you must. And this is a very good one. It will sanitize traffic on the road. It will sanitize a lot of things. People, we need to be more careful.
I hope they should do this too in Africa. What do you think? Mainly Nigeria.
Look, the problem with Nigeria or Africa is this. What do they have to test the level of alcohol in your breath? Do they have it?
In Nigeria, I've never seen it before.
That's the problem.
Even the police officer too is even drunk. They want to check someone out.
I have seen comedy shows, embarrassing policemen, where somebody was coming from a party. The policeman stopped him to get something, as we used to get some money from that person. What did the man do? He just stretched out his hand and gave the remnant of their drinks from the party and gave to the police officer.
Wow.
Although it's a joke, but this is what happens
in real life.
This is what happens. Many police officers are drunk on duty. Take the case, December 31st or 24th? December 25th. A lawyer was going home with a family in the car.
Pregnant. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah. So a police officer just opened fire. Stop.
And killed her.
Just kill her.
For nothing.
For nothing. So it is going to be difficult in Nigeria to introduce things like. And again, our judicial system is slow. Before
they implement it, before they let it be functional.
It takes the person to court for years. It will still be there. So it's a good one for citizens and residents of Tennessee. They need to be more careful, and I believe it will work.
The reason why they did it because the rate of drunk driving in Tennessee in the south is very, very high. Yes. So that was the reason why they do that. So now we'll be going to the next, the Ghana Afrochella and Nigeria Afronation. The difference between the Ghana Afrochella and the Nigeria Afronation. What do you think about this? Because this is the main festival that a lot of foreigners come to Africa to attend, and they bring big artists all around the world.
I want to see from the way these two musical groups can help Africa unite more than the differences. Afrochella is for Ghana.
Yeah.
Afronation is for Nigeria.
Yeah.
And these are music concerts.
Yeah, for sure.
That bring a lot of people around the world.
Yeah, together.
Because these two countries have an array of fantastic musicians.
Yeah.
Playing African-based music, which is our own identity. Yeah. Which demonstrate our own culture, our own philosophy, and
our own power to in the world. Yeah.
And these two concerts has even brought these two countries together more. We are getting closer because as we said, in Nigeria, our only credible export now is entertainment.
For sure.
And when we are talking about entertainment in Nigeria, we are talking about music. That is where we are aiming high. So this is a good thing happening in Ghana and in Nigeria. And this thing is good for the two countries. I believe they can do more and more and more about this. Even if they can do a change, maybe when it is Afrochella, Nigerian musician will be the only one play. When it is Afronation, only Ghanaians will play, so that we can forge more unity.
Do you know
and extend it to other African countries?
Yeah, for sure. Do you know what I love about this is because Afronation, they call a lot of Nigerian artists to play, and the Afrochella, they call a lot of Nigerian artists to play. Good. And the Afronation, they call a lot of Ghanaian artists to play, which bring a lot of new artists in the Afrobeat music scene, the rap music scene in Africa, the Amapiano. It project them more to wider audience, yes. Like the diaspora, people coming from everywhere in the world. Because, the Afronation in Nigeria is big already, because they found Afronation before they found the Afrochella. It was after the Afronation, the Afrochella came.
Yeah, and in addition to that, what I will want to see more in this is to bring up new artists.
Yeah.
Every year, let them turn in 1 or 2 new artists, bring them to the greater platform, expose them to the world. So it will continue that way, and we have more unity, more prospects for African.
So you think it's a good one?
It is a good one.
The festival is a good one.
It is a good one.
In Africa.
This is an area where we have comparative advantage. It is not every time we'll be happy talking about government has not done this, government has not done this.
Yeah, for sure.
This is what we are doing for ourselves, and it's acceptable to the world. Let us blow our own trumpet.
We should blow our own trumpet.
Yeah, let us blow our own trumpet.
Everybody should know what is going on.
Know what is going
in Africa.
Yeah, it is not every time Western world will come and say Africa is bad. Let us tell them what we can do
and show them. Like Kwame Nkrumah said.
Let us invite. Let them come and see the beauty
of Africa. In Africa.
In Africa, yes.
Okay, so my brother will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about Bolanle Raheem. The barrister that was being killed in Christmas Eve in Lagos. It was a very, very shocking story when a prolific officer has them for money. Stop them. They never even say nothing much. And they gun this woman down in her chest. And she's 7 months pregnant, my brother. Is this what the Nigerian government should be doing? You can see in the Sorosoke era, a lot of people protested against. A lot of people in Nigeria talked about SARS. The SARS, the police officers that work for the government that go against the armed robbery, people that do armed robbery, people that that into a very serious offense, like very serious issue in terms of stealing, disturbing the peace of the country. We don't know where these people, they turn them to the people searching people on the road, getting money from people, and they now turn to like shooting people, arresting people in wrongfully manner. Now we see this officer, a police officer in Lagos State, gun this woman down. So what do you think about this? It's sad, my brother.
When you talk of SARS, let us give a kind of background to people who may not know what SARS is. SARS means Special Anti-Robbery Squad. It's a special unit in Nigerian police force that are created, or that was created to go after armed robbery or armed robbers. It's a special unit, and they were doing that fine at the time until they went berserk and doing other things. Now, in my opinion, there were 2 major outstanding protests in the history of Nigeria, in my own opinion, at least in recent times. One was the annulment of 1993 election, won by late MKO Abiola,
Chief MKO Abiola,
who was the richest in Africa at that time.
At the time.
That election, up to that time, was the best election in Nigeria. The easiest, the freest, the most open,
free and fair election
in the history of Nigeria. And it was annulled by the government of Babangida. The whole country protested. That was one. Another protest that everybody was involved was End SARS protest. People came out and said the atrocities of this SARS unit were too much.
The police brutality.
Excesses. We wanted to stop.
Shoot people, kill people anyhow.
All kind of atrocities you can think of, they will do it. We wanted it stop. Those are the 2 major, I can call nationwide strike that really shook the country. And one of the conditions these people were protesting against was welfare of police. Take an average policeman in Nigeria, juxtapose him with an average police officer in the US. One in the US, an average police officer, you have a pistol, not AK-47. In Nigeria, we still carry out AK-47 threatening people. The sight of that gun is frightening.
Yeah.
2, an average police
It's
officer.
being made for war in the Gulf area.
It's for war.
Yeah, in the Gulf area. I don't know why they're taking it everywhere in Africa.
In civil environment.
You never see it around the United States of America or in Europe.
You shouldn't be using AK-47 in a civil environment. 2, an average police officer in the US, you have a body camera.
Yeah.
Nigerians, we don't have that.
Never. They weren't even talking.
2, an average police officer, here we have handcuff.
Yeah.
An average police officer, we have taser. An average police officer, we have as cheap as notepad. Nigerian police don't have. So the only thing they have to do their work is AK-47. So they are easy to cock the gun and shoot.
If they want to do check and balance for them,
simple arrest. There's no way they can do simple arrest.
They just waste this woman's life.
Now, this police officer that shot that woman, a lawyer, has been in the police for 33 years. He's an ASP, Assistant Superintendent of Police.
Wow.
He had just 2 years more. So he has been through the rank and file of police system.
So you understand the structure of the
police system, everything. Yeah. And is the one that pulled the trigger. So this has been what they have been doing. It is unfortunate that the bad ones are giving the good ones a bad name.
Yeah.
That is the point. There are still some of them that are good.
For sure.
Very good one.
Yeah.
During the time of COVID, there are videos, because the government of Nigeria said nobody should go out, nobody should. There are videos of police officers set out to check people going out. There was particular one that a woman was slapping a police officer with gun. The man was hanging his gun, and the woman was continuously slapping the police officer. The police officer did not do anything. Everybody commended that police officer.
Yeah.
That is an example of the good one.
You understand his job.
He understood what he should do at that particular time. This case, the lawyer did not provoke anything. In fact, they have not said anything. They did not even say anything.
Just shoot them.
She was not the only one. She was not the one driving.
She was with her husband.
Yeah. The husband was driving.
Yeah.
So the guess, people are saying that maybe the police officer was drunk.
Or something. I think they say so. Maybe he was drunk.
Festive period. He must have taken beyond his limit.
Yeah, take something. Why would a police officer be drinking on duty too?
That is what we said. This, when you have the bad people among the good people, the bad people will also give the good people bad names.
Yeah.
Thank God, Nigerian Bar Association of Nigerian Lawyers, have risen to the occasion. They have insisted justice must be done.
Yeah.
So, if police authorities in Nigeria want to do a good thing, they should be transparent in the prosecution of this man.
For sure.
So that we know they are not part of this.
So we know what really happened.
Yeah, we know what really happened. Thank
and
God.
he should face his music by himself. They should not,
the man has been arrested. He's in custody. So they are doing their investigation. We believe that the investigation will bring out justice in this case.
Okay.
That is what everybody is asking for.
And we're looking forward to the end of that case. So, on my platform is all about unification of Africa, for the, oneness of all people of Africa, for the future and for the developmental growth of Africa. So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about Arsenal Football Club. The Premiership is going to an end. And I want to ask you personally, do you think Arsenal can win this Premiership this season?
Let me say something that is a bit. The Premiership is just halfway.
Yeah, it's halfway.
Just halfway.
But they're
now.
Topping now.
They are topping.
Man City, Manchester United, Liverpool, they're running after them. What do you think?
They are topping comfortably.
Yeah.
But we still have about 54 points to go. So tide can still change against Arsenal. It is possible. But in recent Premier League games, it is very, very common that a team that was leading till after the break in December, in most cases, will win the league.
Yeah, for sure.
But you cannot rule out unexpected things happening. But I pray Arsenal will win.
Because, a lot of African people are rooting for them. Like we have in Ketia from Ghana, we have a lot of prolific Thomas Partey from Ghana to, Saka that is partly an Englishman, but he's also a Nigerian, and a lot of people are rooting for them. Like Arsenal had enormous history in the whole of Africa. They have Eboué, from Cote d'Ivoire.
Yes.
They have Zagna, that's, even though he's a French player, it's from Africa. They have Nwankwo
Yes.
from Nigeria. Emmanuel Adebayo from Togo, also a Nigerian, partly Nigerian, and they have enormous prolific footballers that have already played. And I know ever since 1991, when Arsenal first get promoted, at the highest level of Premiership and English football, and they come to the era when the manager at the time have to go because of some issues in the club, and they bring in Arsene Wenger from France, and this man really did a lot. He formed the Invisible, Petit, Fiera, Thierry Henry, Adams, known, a lot of prominent people, Palo, they really put in, Dennis Beckham from Netherlands, they put in a lot of work. So this is a big club side in Africa. And mostly because, Thomas Partey from Ghana is one of their prolific midfielder at this time. A lot of African people are really rooting for Arsenal.
Yes, I wish they could win. One of the reasons why Arsene Wenger was had to leave was because they were not winning trophies.
Yeah.
For a long time after a few successes, they were not winning trophies.
But
and people were tired.
And something too, after they changed from hybrid stadium and they moved to the Emirates, the new stadium, they had, they fall into this depth where the money to build Emirates Stadium is a lot of money. When they leave Highbury apart, that's when they started recruiting the younger footballers into Arsenal, like a lot of prominent younger footballers that they maintain to this day. So that was the reason why Arsene Wenger have to go, because they have to deduct out of his salary, and a lot of stuff was coming on at the time. Once Arsenal leave Hybrid and they went to Emirates, everything, a lot of stuff changed.
During the latter part of Arsene Wenger, what he was doing was to get unknown players, bring them to limelight and trade them off to get some money, which was a good
lucrative for them.
Yeah, it was a good economic strategy for the club. But the fans own the club, so to say.
Yeah,
what the fans want is what matters most in most cases, because if the fans are behind you, you can do things. If they back
like
down,
the back Arteta now, and he's doing what he's doing now.
Fans were growing impatient.
They want to win.
They want trophy.
Yeah.
And see, Manchester City changed their owners and brought in a lot of millions of dollars.
They sold it to the Qatarian group,
and they are winning trophies.
Yeah.
See,
Manchester United.
But that's what I got. See, Chelsea. Yeah. When this Russian billionaire came in, they were spending money and they were winning. So now, Arsenal at this age are doing well. To me, they have made their sacrifices in the past.
So they're going to win this cup?
No, this is the time. I hope they are going to win the cup.
I hope they're going to win.
But because I'm not particularly an Arsenal fan, my interest in the league now is Newcastle playing the Champions League. You know why?
Yeah.
Part of the contract of Cristiano Ronaldo is that when Newcastle qualify for Champions League, he has automatic loan agreement to come back to Newcastle to play in Champions League.
Yeah, from Saudi Arabia.
For Saudi Arabia, yes. So that is my main interest in Premier League now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I pray that Arsenal will win. They have tried enough to win a trophy.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's a good look on. I will be going to the next out. Messi winning the World Cup, making him the real GOAT. Okay. In football, in modern day football, is the real GOAT, because he won the World Cup before Cristiano Ronaldo. And Cristiano Ronaldo have this, enormous deal in the new club side.
Al
Nassr in Saudi Arabia. They have a deal of $240 million for this brother. $240 million. What do you think about this? I know Messi is the real GOAT. So is this the end of Ronaldo's career? Do you think that?
Ronaldo has said repeatedly that he wanted to play to the age of 40. Okay. So in my opinion, he has set his own target to 40.
Okay.
Another thing is that Ronaldo, we said it here before, is the most popular sport personality in fact, the most popular person in the world, going by social media statistics.
After these clubs I signed him, their supporters ranked up
to about 2 million.
And he had good teammates too.
See, Ronaldo is a force. No, in fact, there is no force greater than Ronaldo in sports now.
Oba Messi. Messi had the World Cup.
I'm not talking of record.
Oh.
I'm talking of personality. There's no personality that is greater than Ronaldo in sports today.
With the World Cup that Messi won?
If you are liked, test it on social media. Let us see. Because what I'm telling you, it is a fact on social media. Cumulatively, he has the highest number of followers in the whole world.
Yeah.
That's a testimony that people liked him.
Yeah, you're right.
That is a fact.
Like me, I'm a fan. I'm a fan too.
Two, I'm not saying Messi is not a good player. Messi is naturally a fantastic player. But when George Weah, the president of Liberia, won the Ballon d'Or, it was because of his activities outside football pitch. Because that year, he was the one sponsoring Liberia in the World Cup matches.
You're right.
So those are the things people consider.
But he really played well too.
Oh yeah, of course he played well.
One of the most prolific striker in world history.
AC Milan, I think it was in AC Milan then.
Yeah, it was in AC Milan.
Now, talking about Ronaldo. Ronaldo's salary, £200 million, is 485,000 pounds each day.
Each day.
485,000. Whether he plays or he does not play, he must get 485,000
every day.
Every day. That is more than the salary of the president of America, which is the biggest president in the whole world.
Mr. Steve.
That is a fact. That is bigger, far bigger than, in fact, like twice the salary of the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
You're right.
Bigger than the salary of Canadian Prime Minister or German Chancellor. One day. Bigger than the salary of a president in 1 year. This is huge. We cannot, Ronaldo has got to a stage where you cannot rubbish him.
You're right.
He's a superstar. Whatever he says is selling. Whatever he refuses to say is selling. Now, going to Saudi Arabia will boost the economy of Saudi Arabia.
Oh, big time.
As you said, the fans of that club now, they have multiplied more than double. They are over 2 million.
I'm even part of them.
Because of Ronaldo.
Yeah, I love him.
So
I like the way he plays. I like his style. I like his family.
Ronaldo.
I like everything about him. I'm a United fan.
Compared to Chelsea. Chelsea is a natural footballer.
Yeah, they do have good players. He's a
natural footballer. Very great footballer.
Yeah, Messi.
Whether you like Messi or you don't like Messi, that does not take anything away from Messi.
No.
Messi is a good player.
Yeah, I know. So great. You think he's the main GOAT now, or Ronaldo?
He has cut everything he needs to do.
I know.
Football.
Do you think he's the main GOAT or Ronaldo? You give it to him with the World Cup or not? Because I give it to him already because he won the World Cup.
He won the World Cup, but in football times, it's better than Ronaldo.
So you have to give it to him. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. It's greater than Ronaldo in football times.
But you are a Ronaldo fan, so you try to...
No. See, I don't like when you compare two great players. It creates a kind of disunity.
We need to compare them because they're the one at the highest pinnacle of football.
Yeah, because why I'm saying this is this. Messi is a natural footballer. I have not seen anything that is naturally skillful like Messi. So, maybe Neymar, maybe.
No, but Messi is more skillful than Neymar.
But Neymar has not achieved anything compared to Messi.
Yeah,
yes.
No.
The closest. But
it's one of them too, though.
The closest that in achievement is Ronaldo.
Yeah, that's.
But Ronaldo's own is through hard work. It's not natural
talent.
It's not as gifted as
Messi.
But Ronaldo, because one advantage of Ronaldo is speaks English.
Yeah.
And it takes advantage of that. And his lifestyle too is
more outgoing than Messi.
Yeah, it's more outgoing. Messi is reserved. But when we come to the pitch, Messi is there.
Okay. So this what we're saying on AfricaUnity platform is a great one. I really appreciate you, Mr. Steve Ade. It's a blessing to have you on this platform because it's not easy. It's not easy. My people, please subscribe, like, and subscribe and share our content. We're not going to stop. we'll keep coming back with prolific insight. You know, we keep giving you guys the good quality and the good stuff. Because to make this video, my people, you will never believe what we go through every time to make this video. And I really appreciate you guys for the support and the coming up of everybody checking our content on this platform. So what do you have to our family, our Unity family, because we're rounding up?
Yes, as I said in the beginning, we thank them for coming back to see us, and
really appreciate you guys.
Yes, we thank you, and we wish you continue visiting us. You get the best from us.
Because without you guys, we can make this happen. So you guys make this happen. So on AfricaUnity TV with King Idris and Mr. Steve Ade, we're telling you people, one Africa, one people, one unity. Unity over division.
Peace to all men.
So thank you. Thank you, my people.